regard to the issue of what about voting rights? Voting rights is maybe the most consequential thing. I think I'm going to be going around the country, spending time making the case to the American people that this just isn't about showing an identification that this is who I am when I vote. This isn't just about whether or not, you can provide water for someone standing in line while they're waiting to vote. This is about who gets to judge whether your vote counted after it's been cast. Think about it. Up to now, every state and the federal government has assumed that there would be officials who were appointed and/or elected in states where the election commissioners bound by an oath that they would uphold certain requirements to make sure the vote was honest and fair. What these guys are trying to do now, in rough approximation, is say that if we don't like the way the vote turned out and we control the state legislature, we're going to say the vote didn't count. And we're going to recount. That's never happened before. It's wrong. Who in God's name, as my mother would say, died and left them boss? Your vote has to count when you cast it. There's a lot of ancillary pieces of this legislation I strongly support. I strongly support the idea that if I had my way, there'd be no private contributions to see who gets elected, how much money you raise. If I had my way, and I think it's really important that every election day would be a day off, because people who work certain shifts can't make it to the election. I would make sure there's automatic registration when you turn 18. That's what I think everybody thinks this fight is about. And it's a worthy fight, but it's much more profound than that. It's about saying that the legislature in Georgia could decide, if it was a Republican legislature, on reflection, we don't think that election was fair. We're going to vote to say it didn't count. It's just simply wrong. It's wrong. And in my view, it borders on being immoral. This is the sacred right to vote. As John Lewis said, it is the most important right you have. And so I'm going to be making the case across the country, and as best I can to see its overturn.
Mr. President.